What time does the museum open?
博物馆几点开门？
What time does the museum open? Are there any special exhibitions today?
今天有特别展览吗？
Are there any special exhibitions today? How much is the entrance fee?
入场费多少钱？
How much is the entrance fee? Is there a student discount?
有学生折扣吗？
Is there a student discount? Can I buy tickets online?
我可以在线购票吗？
Can I buy tickets online? Do you have an audio guide?
你们有语音导览吗？
Do you have an audio guide? How long does the tour usually take?
导览通常需要多长时间？
How long does the tour usually take? Is photography allowed inside?
内部允许拍照吗？
Is photography allowed inside? Where can I store my bag?
我可以在哪里存包？
Where can I store my bag? Do you have a map of the museum?
你们有博物馆的地图吗？
Do you have a map of the museum? Can I join a guided tour?
我可以参加导游讲解吗？
Can I join a guided tour? Where is the main exhibition hall?
主展厅在哪里？
Where is the main exhibition hall? Is there a cafe in the museum?
博物馆里有咖啡馆吗？
Is there a cafe in the museum? What's the most famous piece in the museum?
博物馆里最著名的展品是什么？
What's the most famous piece in the museum? Are there any family-friendly activities?
有适合家庭的活动吗？
Are there any family-friendly activities? Where is the gift shop located?
礼品店在哪里？
Where is the gift shop located? Can I re-enter the museum after leaving?
我离开后还能再次进入博物馆吗？
Can I re-enter the museum after leaving? Is there a specific route you recommend?
你推荐特定的参观路线吗？
Is there a specific route you recommend? What are the museum's hours on weekends?
博物馆周末的开放时间是几点？
What are the museum's hours on weekends? Do you have lockers available?
你们有储物柜吗？
Do you have lockers available? Is there a section for contemporary art?
有当代艺术区吗？
Is there a section for contemporary art? Do you offer guided tours in English?
你们提供英语导游服务吗？
Do you offer guided tours in English? Are children under 12 allowed for free?
12岁以下的儿童免费吗？
Are children under 12 allowed for free? Is the museum wheelchair accessible?
博物馆适合轮椅使用吗？
Is the museum wheelchair accessible? Do you offer group discounts?
你们提供团体折扣吗？
Do you offer group discounts? Where is the nearest restroom?
最近的洗手间在哪里？
Where is the nearest restroom? Are there any interactive exhibits?
有互动展品吗？
Are there any interactive exhibits? How often do the temporary exhibits change?
临时展览多久更换一次？
How often do the temporary exhibits change? Can I bring food and drinks inside?
我可以带食物和饮料进去吗？
Can I bring food and drinks inside? Where can I find information about upcoming exhibits?
我在哪里可以找到关于即将展出的信息？
Where can I find information about upcoming exhibits? Is there a place to sit and rest inside the museum?
博物馆内有休息区吗？
Is there a place to sit and rest inside the museum? Can I book a private tour in advance?
我可以提前预订私人导览吗？
Can I book a private tour in advance? What are the museum's most popular attractions?
博物馆最受欢迎的展品有哪些？
What are the museum's most popular attractions? How far is the museum from the city centre?
博物馆距离市中心有多远？
How far is the museum from the city centre? Are the exhibits labelled in multiple languages?
展品标签是多语言的吗？
Are the exhibits labelled in multiple languages? Is there a children's section?
有儿童展区吗？
Is there a children's section? Do you provide any educational workshops?
你们提供教育工作坊吗？
Do you provide any educational workshops? Is there a time limit for staying in the museum?
在博物馆内有时间限制吗？
Is there a time limit for staying in the museum? What is the museum's policy on cancellations?
博物馆的取消政策是什么？
What is the museum's policy on cancellations? Are pets allowed in the museum?
博物馆允许带宠物吗？
Are pets allowed in the museum? Can I volunteer at the museum?
我可以在博物馆做志愿者吗？
Can I volunteer at the museum? Are there any night tours available?
有夜间参观活动吗？
Are there any night tours available? Is the museum open on public holidays?
博物馆在公共假日开放吗？
Is the museum open on public holidays? How do I get to the museum by public transport?
我怎么乘公共交通到博物馆？
How do I get to the museum by public transport? Do you have any events for children?
你们有儿童活动吗？
Do you have any events for children? Where is the ancient history section?
古代历史展区在哪里？
Where is the ancient history section? Are food and drinks sold inside the museum?
博物馆内有出售食品和饮料吗？
Are food and drinks sold inside the museum? What safety measures are in place in the museum?
博物馆有哪些安全措施？
What safety measures are in place in the museum? Is the museum crowded on weekdays?
平日博物馆人多吗？
Is the museum crowded on weekdays? Can I leave the museum and come back later?
我可以离开博物馆后再回来吗？
Can I leave the museum and come back later? Are there any discounts for seniors?
老年人有折扣吗？
Are there any discounts for seniors? What time does the last tour start?
最后一场导览什么时候开始？
What time does the last tour start? Do I need to reserve tickets in advance?
我需要提前预订门票吗？
Do I need to reserve tickets in advance? How can I become a member of the museum?
我如何成为博物馆会员？
How can I become a member of the museum? Can I touch any of the exhibits?
我可以触摸展品吗？
Can I touch any of the exhibits? What's the best time of day to visit the museum?
参观博物馆的最佳时间是什么时候？
What's the best time of day to visit the museum? Is there an outdoor exhibit area?
有户外展区吗？
Is there an outdoor exhibit area? Are there any interactive activities for kids?
有适合孩子的互动活动吗？
Are there any interactive activities for kids? Is the museum well suited for a family visit?
博物馆适合家庭参观吗？
Is the museum well suited for a family visit? Can I buy tickets at the door?
我可以在门口买票吗？
Can I buy tickets at the door? Do you offer audio guides in multiple languages?
你们有多语言的语音导览吗？
Do you offer audio guides in multiple languages? Where is the art gallery section?
艺术画廊展区在哪里？
Where is the art gallery section? What's the best route to take through the museum?
参观博物馆的最佳路线是什么？
What's the best route to take through the museum? Is there free Wi-Fi in the museum?
博物馆内有免费 Wi-Fi 吗？
Is there free Wi-Fi in the museum? What time does the museum close?
博物馆什么时候关门？
What time does the museum close? Are there any events happening today?
今天有活动吗？
Are there any events happening today? Where can I park my car?
我可以把车停在哪里？
Where can I park my car? Do you have a cloakroom?
你们有衣物寄存处吗？
Do you have a cloakroom? Are there any tours available for school groups?
有为学校团体提供的导览吗？
Are there any tours available for school groups? How long does it take to go through the entire museum?
参观整个博物馆需要多长时间？
How long does it take to go through the entire museum? What's the most kid-friendly exhibit?
哪个展览最适合孩子？
What's the most kid-friendly exhibit? Can I buy tickets for future exhibitions now?
我可以现在买未来展览的门票吗？
Can I buy tickets for future exhibitions now? Do you provide special tours for the visually impaired?
你们提供为视障人士准备的特别导览吗？
Do you provide special tours for the visually impaired? Is there a place to charge my phone?
有地方可以给手机充电吗？
Is there a place to charge my phone? What kind of art is displayed in the museum?
博物馆展出的是什么类型的艺术品？
What kind of art is displayed in the museum? Is there a discount for museum members?
博物馆会员有折扣吗？
Is there a discount for museum members? Are there any special rules I should know about?
我应该知道哪些特殊规定？
Are there any special rules I should know about? What's the main theme of the museum?
博物馆的主题是什么？
What's the main theme of the museum? Do you have wheelchairs available for visitors?
你们有轮椅供参观者使用吗？
Do you have wheelchairs available for visitors? Is there a library or research center in the museum?
博物馆里有图书馆或研究中心吗？
Is there a library or research center in the museum? Are strollers allowed in the exhibit halls?
展厅允许使用婴儿车吗？
Are strollers allowed in the exhibit halls? Can I rent an audio guide for the whole day?
我可以租用语音导览一整天吗？
Can I rent an audio guide for the whole day? Are there any virtual reality experiences?
有虚拟现实体验项目吗？
Are there any virtual reality experiences? Is there a section dedicated to local history?
有专门展示当地历史的展区吗？
Is there a section dedicated to local history? Are there any specific guidelines for large groups?
有针对大团体的特定规定吗？
Are there any specific guidelines for large groups? Do you have any free events today?
今天有免费的活动吗？
Do you have any free events today? Is there an annual pass available?
有年票吗？
Is there an annual pass available? Can I bring my camera to take pictures?
我可以带相机拍照吗？
Can I bring my camera to take pictures? What are the most recommended exhibits to see?
最推荐参观的展览有哪些？
What are the most recommended exhibits to see? Where can I find the schedule of events?
我在哪里可以找到活动日程？
Where can I find the schedule of events? Do you have a section for ancient artifacts?
有古代文物展区吗？
Do you have a section for ancient artifacts? Are there any workshops for adults?
有适合成年人的工作坊吗？
Are there any workshops for adults? How can I give feedback about my visit?
我怎样给你们的参观提供反馈？
How can I give feedback about my visit? Do you offer any special family packages?
你们提供特别的家庭套餐吗？
Do you offer any special family packages? Is there a place to eat inside the museum?
博物馆内有吃饭的地方吗？
Is there a place to eat inside the museum? What's the best way to navigate through the exhibits?
参观展品的最佳方式是什么？
What's the best way to navigate through the exhibits? Are there any educational programs for kids?
有儿童教育项目吗？
Are there any educational programs for kids? Can I take a sketchbook into the museum?
我可以带素描本进博物馆吗？
Can I take a sketchbook into the museum? Is there a section for modern art?
有现代艺术展区吗？
Is there a section for modern art? How can I find out about future exhibitions?
我如何得知未来的展览信息？
How can I find out about future exhibitions? Are there any discounts for early bookings?
提前预订有折扣吗？
Are there any discounts for early bookings? Where is the museum's main entrance?
博物馆的主入口在哪里？
Where is the museum's main entrance? Can I access the museum's website for more information?
我可以访问博物馆的网站获取更多信息吗？
Can I access the museum's website for more information? Are there guided tours available in my language?
你们有我语言的导览服务吗？
Are there guided tours available in my language? How do I get to the nearest bus stop?
最近的公交车站怎么走？
How do I get to the nearest bus stop? Are there any interactive installations?
有互动装置吗？
Are there any interactive installations? Can I buy a membership at the entrance?
我可以在入口处购买会员吗？
Can I buy a membership at the entrance? Is there a children's play area in the museum?
博物馆里有儿童游乐区吗？
Is there a children's play area in the museum? What are the museum's policies on photography?
博物馆对摄影的政策是什么？
What are the museum's policies on photography? Can I join the tour even if I'm late?
如果我迟到，能加入导览吗？
Can I join the tour even if I'm late? Is there an age limit for the workshops?
工作坊有年龄限制吗？
Is there an age limit for the workshops? Where can I find information about past exhibitions?
我在哪里可以找到过去展览的信息？
Where can I find information about past exhibitions? Are there any art classes offered at the museum?
博物馆提供艺术课程吗？
Are there any art classes offered at the museum? What kind of artifacts can I see here?
我在这里能看到什么类型的文物？
What kind of artifacts can I see here? Is there a section dedicated to local artists?
有专门展示本地艺术家的展区吗？
Is there a section dedicated to local artists? How do I submit a proposal for an exhibit?
我如何提交展览提案？
How do I submit a proposal for an exhibit? Are there any special events for members?
有针对会员的特别活动吗？
Are there any special events for members? What's the procedure for booking a private event?
预定私人活动的程序是什么？
What's the procedure for booking a private event? Are there any environmental exhibitions?
有关于环境的展览吗？
Are there any environmental exhibitions? Can I volunteer for a special event?
我可以为特殊活动做志愿者吗？
Can I volunteer for a special event? Is there a policy for lost items?
丢失物品的政策是什么？
Is there a policy for lost items? Do you have any partnerships with local schools?
你们和当地学校有合作吗？
Do you have any partnerships with local schools? What type of security measures are in place?
有哪些安全措施？
What type of security measures are in place? Can I bring my own food to the picnic area?
我可以把自己的食物带到野餐区吗？
Can I bring my own food to the picnic area? Are there any audiovisual presentations?
有视听展示吗？
Are there any audiovisual presentations? What is the best way to contact the museum?
联系博物馆的最佳方式是什么？
What is the best way to contact the museum? Is there a section for scientific exhibits?
有科学展览的区域吗？
Is there a section for scientific exhibits? Can I rent a space for a private function?
我可以租用场地举办私人活动吗？
Can I rent a space for a private function? How do you select exhibits for display?
你们是如何选择展览的？
How do you select exhibits for display? Is there a fee for participating in workshops?
参加工作坊需要收费吗？
Is there a fee for participating in workshops? Are there family-friendly restroom facilities?
有适合家庭使用的洗手间吗？
Are there family-friendly restroom facilities? What's the history behind this museum?
这座博物馆的历史是什么？
What's the history behind this museum? Are there any restrictions on what I can bring in?
对我能带进去的东西有何限制？
Are there any restrictions on what I can bring in? What are the most popular exhibits right now?
现在最受欢迎的展品有哪些？
What are the most popular exhibits right now? Is there a special section for temporary exhibitions?
有专门的临时展览区吗？
Is there a special section for temporary exhibitions? Do you offer any loyalty programs?
你们提供会员忠诚计划吗？
Do you offer any loyalty programs? Can I donate artwork to the museum?
我可以向博物馆捐赠艺术作品吗？
Can I donate artwork to the museum? Are there any themed nights or events?
有主题之夜或活动吗？
Are there any themed nights or events? What's the best way to engage children during the visit?
在参观期间，吸引孩子们的最佳方式是什么？
What's the best way to engage children during the visit? Is there a section dedicated to photography?
有专门展示摄影作品的展区吗？
Is there a section dedicated to photography? Are there guided tours in other languages?
你们有其他语言的导览服务吗？
Are there guided tours in other languages? Where can I find rest areas in the museum?
我在哪里可以找到博物馆内的休息区？
Where can I find rest areas in the museum? Are the exhibits rotated frequently?
展品会频繁更换吗？
Are the exhibits rotated frequently? Can I get a refund if I cancel my ticket?
如果我取消票，可以退款吗？
Can I get a refund if I cancel my ticket? Is there a public transportation option nearby?
附近有公共交通选择吗？
Is there a public transportation option nearby? Are there any volunteer opportunities available?
有志愿者机会吗？
Are there any volunteer opportunities available? Can I host a birthday party at the museum?
我可以在博物馆举办生日派对吗？
Can I host a birthday party at the museum? What is the museum's policy on behavior?
博物馆对行为的政策是什么？
What is the museum's policy on behavior? Is there a special entrance for groups?
有专门供团体使用的入口吗？
Is there a special entrance for groups? Do you have any educational resources available?
你们有可用的教育资源吗？
Do you have any educational resources available? Can I meet the curators of the exhibitions?
我可以见到展览的策展人吗？
Can I meet the curators of the exhibitions? What is the procedure for group visits?
团体参观的程序是什么？
What is the procedure for group visits? Do you have a list of upcoming lectures?
你们有即将举行的讲座清单吗？
Do you have a list of upcoming lectures? Are there family days with special activities?
有特别活动的家庭日吗？
Are there family days with special activities? What's the museum's approach to conservation?
博物馆的保护措施是什么？
What's the museum's approach to conservation? Is there a section for historical documents?
有历史文件的展区吗？
Is there a section for historical documents? How do I report a lost item?
我该如何报告丢失物品？
How do I report a lost item? Can I suggest an exhibit idea?
我可以建议展览主题吗？
Can I suggest an exhibit idea? Are there any children's art competitions?
有儿童艺术比赛吗？
Are there any children's art competitions? What are the main themes of current exhibitions?
当前展览的主要主题是什么？
What are the main themes of current exhibitions? Can I apply for a grant for an art project?
我可以申请艺术项目的资助吗？
Can I apply for a grant for an art project? Is there a section for historical artifacts?
有历史文物展区吗？
Is there a section for historical artifacts? How do I stay updated on museum news?
我如何获取博物馆的最新消息？
How do I stay updated on museum news? Are there any special programs for seniors?
有针对老年人的特别项目吗？
Are there any special programs for seniors? Can I participate in community outreach events?
我可以参加社区外展活动吗？
Can I participate in community outreach events? What safety protocols are in place for visitors?
参观者的安全协议有哪些？
What safety protocols are in place for visitors? Is there a section for interactive learning?
有互动学习的区域吗？
Is there a section for interactive learning? Can I share my visit experience on social media?
我可以在社交媒体上分享我的参观体验吗？
Can I share my visit experience on social media? What are the museum's core values?
博物馆的核心价值观是什么？
What are the museum's core values? Is there an outdoor area for events?
有户外活动区域吗？
Is there an outdoor area for events? Do you have special hours for school groups?
你们有为学校团体设定的特别开放时间吗？
Do you have special hours for school groups? How can I get involved with museum activities?
我如何参与博物馆活动？
How can I get involved with museum activities? Are there any seasonal exhibits?
有季节性展览吗？
Are there any seasonal exhibits? Where can I find volunteer applications?
我在哪里可以找到志愿者申请？
Where can I find volunteer applications? What is the maximum group size for tours?
导览的最大团体人数是多少？
What is the maximum group size for tours? Is there a time limit for using the audio guide?
使用语音导览有时间限制吗？
Is there a time limit for using the audio guide? What is the museum's policy on offensive materials?
博物馆对攻击性材料的政策是什么？
What is the museum's policy on offensive materials? Do you have an emergency contact number?
你们有紧急联系电话吗？
Do you have an emergency contact number? Can I provide feedback about the exhibitions?
我可以对展览提供反馈吗？
Can I provide feedback about the exhibitions? Is there a section for cultural history?
有文化历史展区吗？
Is there a section for cultural history? What is the procedure for scheduling a tour?
安排导览的程序是什么？
What is the procedure for scheduling a tour? Do you offer internships for students?
你们提供给学生的实习机会吗？
Do you offer internships for students? Are there any art restoration demonstrations?
有艺术修复演示吗？
Are there any art restoration demonstrations? Can I request a private viewing of an exhibit?
我可以请求私下参观展览吗？
Can I request a private viewing of an exhibit? Is there a recommendation for a first-time visitor?
对第一次参观的游客有什么推荐？
Is there a recommendation for a first-time visitor? What are the current themes for temporary exhibitions?
临时展览的当前主题是什么？
What are the current themes for temporary exhibitions? Are there any cultural festivals held at the museum?
博物馆举办文化节吗？
Are there any cultural festivals held at the museum? Do you have a public access program for art?
你们有公众艺术访问计划吗？
Do you have a public access program for art? Where can I find museum guidelines for conduct?
我在哪里可以找到博物馆的行为准则？
Where can I find museum guidelines for conduct? Is there a kids club I can join?
我可以加入儿童俱乐部吗？
Is there a kids club I can join? What types of artwork are featured in the museum?
博物馆展出什么类型的艺术作品？
What types of artwork are featured in the museum? Can I take part in community art projects?
我可以参与社区艺术项目吗？
Can I take part in community art projects? Is there an art library I can access?
有我可以使用的艺术图书馆吗？
Is there an art library I can access? What is the most significant artifact on display?
展出中最重要的文物是什么？
What is the most significant artifact on display? Are there programs specifically designed for teenagers?
有专门为青少年设计的项目吗？
Are there programs specifically designed for teenagers? Can I have a copy of the museum's newsletter?
我可以得到博物馆通讯的副本吗？
Can I have a copy of the museum's newsletter? What are the benefits of museum membership?
博物馆会员有什么好处？
What are the benefits of museum membership? Are there any special projects for young artists?
有针对年轻艺术家的特别项目吗？
Are there any special projects for young artists? Do you have any partnerships with local organizations?
你们与当地组织有合作关系吗？
Do you have any partnerships with local organizations? What is the best way to learn about art history?
学习艺术史的最佳方式是什么？
What is the best way to learn about art history? Is there a monthly schedule for public events?
有每月的公共活动时间表吗？
Is there a monthly schedule for public events? Are there any artist residences offered?
有提供艺术家驻留计划吗？
Are there any artist residences offered? What themes are explored in your educational programs?
你们的教育项目探讨什么主题？
What themes are explored in your educational programs? Is there a section for textile arts?
有纺织艺术展区吗？
Is there a section for textile arts? What is the museum's approach to community engagement?
博物馆对社区参与的态度是什么？
What is the museum's approach to community engagement? Can I bring my sketchpad to draw?
我可以带素描本来画画吗？
Can I bring my sketchpad to draw? What events are coming up this month?
本月还有什么活动？
What events are coming up this month? Are there any showcases for emerging artists?
有新兴艺术家的展示吗？
Are there any showcases for emerging artists? Can I receive notifications about upcoming events?
我可以收到即将举行的活动通知吗？
Can I receive notifications about upcoming events? Where can I learn more about your exhibitions?
我在哪里可以了解更多关于你们展览的信息？
Where can I learn more about your exhibitions? Are there any programs for adults interested in art?
有适合成人的艺术项目吗？
Are there any programs for adults interested in art? Can I schedule a guided tour for a specific date?
我可以为特定日期安排导览吗？
Can I schedule a guided tour for a specific date? What is the average duration of a museum visit?
参观博物馆的平均时长是多少？
What is the average duration of a museum visit? Are there any interactive apps for museum visitors?
有适合博物馆游客的互动应用程序吗？
Are there any interactive apps for museum visitors? Is there a section for contemporary sculpture?
有当代雕塑展区吗？
Is there a section for contemporary sculpture? Do you have any programs focusing on sustainability?
有专注于可持续发展的项目吗？
Do you have any programs focusing on sustainability? Are there special discounts for large groups?
大团体有特别折扣吗？
Are there special discounts for large groups? What is the most popular exhibit currently on display?
当前最受欢迎的展品是什么？
What is the most popular exhibit currently on display? Can I get a map of the museum upon entry?
我可以在入口处拿到博物馆地图吗？
Can I get a map of the museum upon entry? Is there a feedback form for visitors?
有游客反馈表吗？
Is there a feedback form for visitors? Are there any workshops specifically for children?
有专门为儿童举办的工作坊吗？
Are there any workshops specifically for children? Can I meet other artists during my visit?
我可以在参观期间见到其他艺术家吗？
Can I meet other artists during my visit? What is the policy for using mobile devices in the museum?
博物馆使用移动设备的政策是什么？
What is the policy for using mobile devices in the museum? Are there any art-related films being screened?
有放映与艺术相关的电影吗？
Are there any art-related films being screened? Do you have a collection of ancient manuscripts?
你们有古代手稿的收藏吗？
Do you have a collection of ancient manuscripts? What types of events do you organize for the community?
你们为社区组织什么类型的活动？
What types of events do you organize for the community? Is there a program for art therapy at the museum?
博物馆有艺术治疗项目吗？
Is there a program for art therapy at the museum? Are there any special art talks scheduled this month?
本月有安排特别的艺术讲座吗？
Are there any special art talks scheduled this month? Can I purchase a gift shop item online?
我可以在线购买礼品店的商品吗？
Can I purchase a gift shop item online? What's the best way to plan a visit for a school group?
为学校团体计划参观的最佳方式是什么？
What's the best way to plan a visit for a school group? Are there any specific rules for sketching in the galleries?
在展览馆素描有什么具体规定吗？
Are there any specific rules for sketching in the galleries? Do you offer group discounts for educational trips?
你们为教育旅行提供团体折扣吗？
Do you offer group discounts for educational trips? Can I use my phone to access the museum's audio guide?
我可以用手机访问博物馆的音频导览吗？
Can I use my phone to access the museum's audio guide? Is there a special entrance for VIP guests?
有 VIP 客人的专用入口吗？
Is there a special entrance for VIP guests? Are there any exhibits on cultural diversity?
有关于文化多样性的展览吗？
Are there any exhibits on cultural diversity? Can I leave my bags at the museum?
我可以把包放在博物馆吗？
Can I leave my bags at the museum? What is the museum's policy on donations?
博物馆的捐赠政策是什么？
What is the museum's policy on donations? Are there guided tours available in the evening?
晚上有导览服务吗？
Are there guided tours available in the evening? Is there a section for interactive science exhibits?
有互动科学展品的展区吗？
Is there a section for interactive science exhibits? What type of security is provided for valuable artifacts?
对于贵重文物提供什么类型的安全保障？
What type of security is provided for valuable artifacts? Are there any culinary events held at the museum?
博物馆举行美食活动吗？
Are there any culinary events held at the museum? Can I arrange a private tour for a small group?
我可以为小团体安排私人导览吗？
Can I arrange a private tour for a small group? Are there any special accessibility services available?
有提供特殊无障碍服务吗？
Are there any special accessibility services available? Is there an educational section for school visits?
有供学校参观的教育专区吗？
Is there an educational section for school visits? Do you have a list of artists featured in the museum?
你们有博物馆中展出艺术家的名单吗？
Do you have a list of artists featured in the museum? Can I take part in community discussions or panels?
我可以参加社区讨论或小组讨论吗？
Can I take part in community discussions or panels? What kind of art movements do you explore in your exhibits?
你们在展览中探讨什么样的艺术运动？
What kind of art movements do you explore in your exhibits? Do you have any special nights for families?
有特别的家庭夜活动吗？
Do you have any special nights for families? Are there volunteer opportunities for high school students?
有适合高中生的志愿者机会吗？
Are there volunteer opportunities for high school students? Is there a museum app one can download?
有我可以下载的博物馆应用吗？
Is there a museum app one can download? What materials are used in your educational programs?
你们的教育项目使用哪些材料？
What materials are used in your educational programs? Are there any collaborative exhibits with other museums?
有与其他博物馆合作的展览吗？
Are there any collaborative exhibits with other museums? Can I get a certificate of attendance for educational purposes?
我可以获得教育用途的出席证明吗？
Can I get a certificate of attendance for educational purposes? Is there a gift shop featuring local artists?
礼品店有当地艺术家的作品吗？
Is there a gift shop featuring local artists? Do you offer discounts for museum members on events?
博物馆会员在活动中有折扣吗？
Do you offer discounts for museum members on events? Are there any outdoor installations in the museum garden?
博物馆花园里有户外装置艺术吗？
Are there any outdoor installations in the museum garden?